Hello everyone, welcome back to History Notes, the place with the perfect science lessons. And today I'm here with the part 2 of the chapter Transportation in Plants and Animals. Please watch the part 1 of this video before watching this one because that one is really important. Because in this video we are going to do the path of the blood flow. And in that video I have given some important points to put everything together, and that will make you more familiar with the part of the blood flow. Without further ado, let's begin. After the organs make use of the blood and the blood is full of carbon dioxide, the veins bring it to the vena cavas. There are two vena cavas, the superior vena cava and the inferior vena cavas. These are the veins. And these both vena cavas end into the right atrium. So the blood is now in the right atrium. This cursor over here, imagine this to be the blood. So the vena cavas empty out into the right atrium, which is the upper right part of the heart. From there it passes into the tricuspid valve, this valve over here, and through the valve it goes into the right ventricle. So now the blood is in the lower right part of the heart. From here we have learned that the ventricles always give out blood. So to give it out through the pulmonary valve over here, the blood now passes into the pulmonary artery. From there the pulmonary artery goes into the lungs. So there is the left pulmonary artery and the right pulmonary artery which enters into their respective lungs. Here the impure blood is processed by the lungs and the pure blood is given back into the pulmonary veins. The red veins on both the sides of the heart, pulmonary veins. These pulmonary veins end up into the left atrium, which is the upper left part of the heart. So now the blood is pure, it comes into the left part. Here it passes through the mitral or the bicuspid valve, both the names work, into the left ventricle, which is the lower left part of the heart. Here the blood passes through the aortic semilunar valve into the main artery of the body, aorta. And this aorta further gives the blood to the arteries. And these arteries, on reaching tissues, they become very thin and empty out into these tissues. So these thin nerves kind of things are called capillaries. So the capillaries give the oxygen rich blood to the tissues. Many capillaries come together to form a vein, and these veins take the carbon dioxide rich blood from the tissues to the heart. And again these veins end up in the vena cava, and this whole process repeats. So once you are clear with this process, you are clear with the whole circulatory system, that how the blood pumps and where it goes. If you did not understand this, please pause the video, look into this chart over here. The red color have the deoxygenated blood, the green ones are the oxygenated blood, the white is the lungs and the tissues, and the blue ones are the important points, and all the valves are marked in black. Once you're familiar with this circulation, you won't have any doubts about where the blood comes, where it goes, how it goes. And if you're clear with this, you might have noticed that 2 times the blood comes into the heart and 2 times the blood is pumped out of the heart. This is known as double circulatory system. If you're doubtful about how it is pumped 2 times inside and taken out 2 times, the answer is, first the impure blood comes in from the organs, then this blood is pumped into the heart. So one time it doesn't get pumped to the heart, it gets pumped to the lungs. One time it's taken in, one time given out, and then again the lungs pump the pure blood back into the heart, and from there again this pure blood is given back into the organs. So 2 times the blood enters the heart, 2 times it leaves the heart during this process. That is why our circulatory system is known as a double circulatory system. I hope this slide answers most of your doubts. Now let's move on to the next slide. Okay, in case you're wondering who discovered this entire path of flow of the blood, so let me tell you, the English physician William Harvey discovered the circulation of blood. In those days, the opinion was that the blood oscillates in the vessels of the body, but William Harvey opposed this view. and due to this, Harvey was called circulator. So people started making fun of him, though he was correct. But at that time, no one knew that he was correct. And everyone started to think, okay, William Harvey thinks like this, no, we should not go to him. And since he was a physician, he even lost all of his patients. Because everyone started to think, oh, this doctor is not clear about his theories, how will he treat me? So that's why people stopped going to him. However, before he died, Harvey's idea about circulation was generally accepted as a biological fact. So finally, William Harvey's hard work paid. Let's move on to the next slide. Before I end today's video, I have two more important terms of this chapter, the pulse rate and the heartbeat. First, let's see the pulse rate. Place the middle and index finger of your right hand on the inner side of your left wrist. The throbbing movements that you feel is called the pulse. So this is the way to check your pulse. Pulse is due to the blood flowing in the arteries. You know pretty well what an artery is. The number of beat per minute is called the pulse rate per minute. So if I feel the throbbing moment 73 times per minute, so that will be my pulse rate. A resting person usually has a pulse rate between 72 and 80 beats. During or after a physical activity, the pulse rate increases because of course more oxygen is required, so the blood circulation becomes faster. Now let's look into the heartbeat. We know that the walls of the chambers of heart are made up of muscles. These muscles contract and relax rhythmically. This rhythmic contraction followed by a relaxation constitutes a heartbeat. During the relaxation, the blood fills into the heart, and during the contraction, the blood is given out of the heart. So, one contraction plus one relaxation is equal to one heartbeat. The doctor feels the heartbeat with the help of a stethoscope. Stethoscope amplifies the sound of the heart, which means the doctor can hear the sound of the heart more clearly with the stethoscope other than he normally would. And as the pulse rate during or after a physical activity, the heartbeat increases. Now each heartbeat generates one pulse in the arteries, and the pulse rate per minute indicates the heartbeat. So the pulse rate and the heartbeat are actually interrelated. One beat of the heart generates one throbbing sensation in the pulse. And I would like to end this video by saying that if you have any comments, please write down in the comment section.